really like doing this, but if I could limit it down to one thing or one factor that's helped me lose weight and keep it off in the last 2 3 years, I'd have to say fasting. So some of you guys, let me know in the comments that oh, fasting doesn't work, whatever. So what are you guys saying? Like, if you don't eat, do you guys really think that you're going to gain weight? I mean, what's the likelihood of that happening? Let's say hypothetically, someone goes on a hunger strike. Sometimes these political prisoners or whatever, they're innocent and they go on strike. What happens after, like, what, hypothetically, what, 3 days or a week, whatever? And yeah, human beings have this, like, documented that human beings can go on for, like, without food for, like, 9 days. You can only go on without water for 3 days, but without food for 9 days. Yeah. So these guys, some of these guys, they'll go on hunger strike for a month or whatever. Yeah. In the end, somewhere along the middle, whatever, the warden, whatever, the prisoner authorities, whatever, they'll get involved, and then they'll force, like, feed them or whatever. They'll put them on IV, whatever, however they do it, but essentially force feed them, and then. But these guys, men and women, they start losing weight because they're not eating. They're not eating food, so they're getting whatever IV liquids, whatever. So then, yeah. So that's just to sustain them. That's just to keep them going. But yeah, like, so you can't tell me that if someone doesn't eat for whatever, let's say hypothetically, whatever, 16 hours by just skipping one meal, or 14 hours, and some people do, like, they'll do one day fast, 24-hour fast. So they'll do OMAD. So they'll 1 meal a day. So they'll basically go 24 hours without food, and then they'll eat. So every day they'll just eat at 8 p.m. and they'll have dinner with their families, and they get shredded like that. They lose weight. They'll, like, after a year or whatever, they'll be shredded because they're maintaining the same discipline, but they're also adding to it. So they're stacking on habits. They're stacking on workouts on top of that. They'll work out fasted, and then they'll do that right before breaking their fast and eating again. They'll go for a workout. They'll hit the gym, and they'll do their cardio. They'll hit the elliptical, or they'll go for a walk. Nothing hardcore, but you can't tell me that it doesn't, not eating or fasting makes you gain weight, unless, yeah, if you want to make the argument that people overweight, people, like, overeat. Yeah, okay. So if you're not Muslim, like me, if you're watching this, if you're a Christian, even the Bible says, that gluttony is one of the 7 major sins or whatever. So, it's not to say that gluttony is encouraged in the Bible. It's not. So, gluttony, overeating, just going all out, eating like you've never seen food before. This is all, like, usually the majority of mankind agrees that this is not a good thing to do that. So, yeah, although I said it's only one thing that I'll be talking about. So if I had to pick one thing, it would be just fasting. That's been a real game changer for me, and I eat what I want. I don't really watch what I eat, honestly. Like, we have some of the best food in the world in the subcontinent, India, Pakistan. So I'll eat roti or bread, or chapati, whatever, naan, paratha, chole, and aloo ki bhujia, and tikka, and all that stuff. Nahari and biryani. I eat all that stuff. But I also eat Western, so I'll eat, if I want a Philly cheesesteak, I'll have that. If I want a burger, I'll have that. I'll even have fries with it. So, but if I had to break it down, yeah. Although I don't like to just say it's one thing, because for me it was like a cumulative thing. It's like it was like two or three things. So, but if I had to say one thing, if I was forced to say that, I'll say fasting. Although I don't like to just limit it to one thing. So yeah, if you're liking the content, please hit that subscribe button. All right, take it easy. All right, assalamu alaikum.